Picture two people, same paycheck, same city, same supermarket. 30 years from now, one retires with 7 figures in the bank. The other retires owing money to a credit card. Most people assume the difference is math skills, or hustle, or some secret IQ point the rest of us were born without. The research says we're wrong. For decades, behavioral economists have dismantled the myth that wealth is built by the people best with numbers. Daniel Kahneman won the Nobel Prize in 2002 for proving every human makes predictable, repeatable errors when money is on the table. Richard Thaler won his own Nobel in 2017. His finding was even more uncomfortable. The people who win with money long-term aren't the ones who calculate harder. They're the ones who behave differently. Then there's Morgan Housel. His book compressed thousands of pages of research into one sentence. Doing well with money has a little to do with how smart you are and a lot to do with how you behave. So if it isn't intelligence and it isn't effort, what is it? 4 patterns, documented, repeatable, almost invisible from the outside. Pattern 1, the delayed gratification loop. Traditional economics assumes humans weigh today against tomorrow with perfect logic. Real humans don't. We trade what's good for us later for what feels good right now. Thaler called it the planner-doer model. 2 characters inside us argue. The planner sets long-term rules. The doer wants the dopamine hit now. Here's what most people miss. Wealth builders didn't silence the doer through willpower. They built systems. Automatic transfers, default enrollments, locked accounts, systems that made the planner win by default. It isn't discipline, it's architecture. Pattern 2, identity-linked financial behavior. Housel writes, wealth is what you don't see. The expensive car in the driveway isn't evidence of wealth. It's evidence that money left the building. Real wealthy people don't identify as spenders. They identify as owners of optionality. They don't ask, can I afford this? They ask, what future version of me am I funding or canceling with this purchase? Once your identity is anchored to freedom rather than display, the same paycheck behaves completely differently. Pattern 3, asymmetric risk thinking. This is the one most people get backwards. Kahneman and Tversky proved prospect theory. Humans aren't risk-averse, we're loss-averse. We take wild gambles to avoid a loss and refuse modest gambles that could produce real gains. That single asymmetry destroys more household balance sheets than any market crash. Wealth builders flip the script. Housel calls it a barbelled personality. Optimistic enough about the future to keep investing, paranoid enough about the short term to never get wiped out. They obsess over survival, not upside. The goal isn't to be right, it's to never be forced out of the game. If this is landing, hit like and subscribe. It tells the algorithm to put research like this in front of people who need it. Pattern 4, the enough number. Rajat Gupta escaped poverty in India, became CEO of McKinsey, amassed over $100 million. By any standard, he had won. Then, chasing billionaire status, he committed insider trading. He lost the fortune, the reputation, the freedom, all of it. Researchers call it the never enough trap. The wealthiest, most stable people in the data share an unsexy habit. They define a specific number, not vague, more, a real written down figure, a point beyond which more money has no claim on their behavior. Without that number, every promotion is a new starting line. With it, every dollar past it is freedom. Now your turn. 4 questions. 1. What financial decision, if you automated it today, would make your planner win without you fighting your doer again? 2. When you imagine the life you actually want, not the one you'd post about, does your spending fund it or quietly cancel it? 3. If the market dropped 40% next Monday, would you be a forced seller or could you stay in long enough for compounding to work? 4. What is your enough number? Not a feeling, a figure, written down. If 3 of those 4 are uncomfortable, that's the diagnosis. That discomfort is the gap between income earning and wealth building. It's almost never closed by earning more. It's closed by behaving differently with whatever number is already on your paycheck. Kahneman, Thaler, Housel, 3 thinkers, decades apart, the same conclusion. The wealthy aren't smarter. They aren't working harder. They've stopped letting the chaser of more sign the checks. Send this to the one person who deserves to know the math was never the problem. And if you made it this far, subscribe. What's your enough number? Drop it in the comments. No decimals, no apologies.